Pedophile. You support that? You believe that's okay?
Oh, yeah. I do think, yeah.
You believe that
Pedophilia.
older men and women should be able to have sex with young children?
Sexual acts with young children.
You believe that older men and women should be able to have sex with young children?
Hey guys, welcome back to my main channel. So happy belated Halloween. I was Wonder Woman and I'm only sharing that with you because I thought the costume was super cute and I wanted to put it on here. And I did not go to any parties, no super spreader events for me, honey, but I did dress up at home and just post on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. So today's video is absolutely insane. It is a journey. When I heard about this, my friend had to actually text me about this because I haven't seen a ton of people online talk about this, which is shocking. And I was gagged. I was reading my phone like, oh wow. But you know, in some ways it's actually unsurprising as well. So a YouTuber, a pedophile activist YouTuber by the name of Amos Yee was just arrested for child porn possession. So this is a YouTuber who was actually banned a while ago, but for years was on this platform and every other platform online on social media, basically advocating for pedophilia, saying that it's natural, saying that people should not be against it, and just, you know, it's as vile as it gets. And what's crazy is, as I was reading this story and hearing my friend tell me about this, I had a vague memory. I was like, wait, have I talked to this person before? And I looked up my name and his name, and there's actually an old debate between me and this person where he's debating that, you know, pedophilia is normal and acceptable, and obviously I'm losing my shit over it. It's insane. And even more insane, I know the guy who turned him in and put him in jail. I'm gonna talk about that and read some texts that I got from him, and this is just a lot. So there's an entire backstory of how Amos Yee got known on the internet. He actually had an asylum case from Singapore to the United States where he was fighting a free speech issue. He offended some religious people online, sought asylum in the US after he was arrested in Singapore, and a lot of people online actually supported him before he took that hard left turn into publicly advocating for being a diddler. He's famous for making statements like, most pedophiles just want a friendly, loving relationship with children. So here's a little clip into the mind of Amos Yee if you have, fortunately, never heard of him before.
Pedophile. You support that? You believe that's okay?
Oh, yeah. I do think, yeah.
You believe that
Pedophilia.
older men and women should be able to have sex with young children?
Sexual acts with young children.
You believe that older men and women should be able to have sex with young children? I'm sorry?
Sexual acts, you know, not like sexual penetration with like really young children, because
Right.
like if you penetrate something in them, you know, you could probably hurt them. So maybe wait until like the age 12, then penetrate. But in terms of like sexual acts, you know, older people making out, I think that's fine.
So it's actually shocking how many years he was able to publish this content online. That's why I debated him. I'll put a little clip in there too.
The difference is that those actions are harmful, whereas sexual acts with an adult is not harmful at all. Once again,
a father or a mother bathing their kid for the purpose of bathing the kid is not.
If let's say the father bathes the kid, and let's say the father bathes the kid to fulfill his gratification,
Then that's
both
sexual.
of them should be fine. It's still bathing the kid. Both people were not harmed at all. I can give you a citation that shows that bathing a kid is not harmful.
I believe that was in 2016, and I think he was banned in 2018. It's kind of insane to think how long ago that was, that I've been exposing myself to these types of sick people for that long. I probably need therapy. I probably should look into that the second I'm done filming this video, but that's a whole other topic. He got busted with possession of child porn. Big shocker. Who would think that someone who says those types of things also actually commits a crime, no matter how many maps and these types of advocates claim that they don't actually harm children and they're no contact and they wouldn't hurt anyone. Yeah, they do. They always end up doing it. The unfortunate part is I don't think anyone in their right mind can assume that this person was the only victim or person affected by him. There's obviously more, and I wouldn't be surprised if more come out. And I definitely encourage anyone else to come out if they have a story. He has $1 million bail. He's banned from using the internet while he's behind bars, which, side note, I didn't know people behind bars could use the internet. That's new information to me. He originally rose to fame because he was arrested for offensive comedy and he offended religious people in Singapore, and all the free speech advocates definitely rose up and defended him. And I don't personally think people should be jailed for offensive comedy, but it's just so crazy to think that You know, it sucks that people fought so hard to get someone out of jail and to seek asylum when the best place for him always should have been jail. Maybe not for the free speech thing, but objectively, this person does belong behind bars. And I think when he made that transition to talking about pedophile advocacy, I think a lot of the people who defended him and really worked to get him out of jail for the other incident almost regretted it. Like, he basically got thousands of people to advocate for a pedophile to be out of jail. I can't. And I bring that up because there's an interesting place you arrive with the concept of free speech and then people like this, pedophile activists, right? Because as it stands in the US, he has had and will always have the right to speak on behalf of his ideology, no matter how deranged it is. And he can even lobby for different laws in terms of age of consent and all that sort of stuff. That was one of his big things, is he thought the age of consent either should be lowered or shouldn't exist. And a lot of people thought he was trolling. They thought, how could anyone really be talking like this and think this way? And he must be trolling. And to that I would say, I wish I was naive enough to think these people are trolls and all these no contact maps and these like map pages that post funny stuff and almost make a joke out of it. No, they actually do harm children. They still do. So the other twist to the story that I talked about earlier in the video is that I actually know and am personally good friends with the person who actually turned him in. And I'm gonna read what he posted. His name's Adam, and he actually was one of the main people working on this guy's asylum case and brought him to the US. So as you can imagine, I think he's really bent out of shape about this. So allegedly, the 14-year-old girl who was in contact with Amos Yee actually eventually reached out to Adam, my friend, and to Melissa Chen, who some of you guys know. She's been on the Joe Rogan podcast and is also quite well known. So reached out to them and told them the story, and then they went to the police, and here's what Adam said. Amos's actions at soliciting sex and nudes from a minor are absolutely unacceptable. When the minor that Amos was grooming online contacted Melissa and I, we immediately turned over the private messages that she sent us to the authorities and helped them to build a case against him. I did this without hesitation. It is extremely disgusting what Amos has done to this girl, who will remain anonymous to protect her identity. Along his journey here in the United States, Amos took advantage of the generosity of numerous people, and that includes Adam, because Adam, again, was one of the main people helping him seek asylum in the States and actually has been in articles and everything. Many people put their faith in him to become a vocal figure for LGBT rights and for more open and free societies in Southeast Asia. When I stepped in to help Melissa with the workload in dealing with Amos's asylum case, I never could have imagined the things would have turned out the way they did. He took advantage of the generosity of our country that took him in. He has let down all of his supporters who thought he would be an advocate for the marginalized in Southeast Asia, and he has let down many of the people who sacrificed their time to help his case, which could have been used to help other legitimate asylees. So, I want to make it clear that I don't blame anyone who helped this guy seek asylum, because, you know, had he not done what he had done, I think the original asylum case was very valid. And I am thankful to live in a country that does take people in when they are arrested for violations and they are denied freedoms that we hold dear, like freedom of speech. Offensive comedy should never be a reason to lock someone up. This other thing that he did, obviously, is reason to lock him up. And I hope that he is in prison forever. I don't think it'll be forever. I think it'll just be for a long time, unless there are more victims that come forward. And maybe he did even more than just texting with girls. I'm not even maybe, I'm pretty sure he did. So to Adam and Melissa, I'm very proud of you for acting so quickly and putting this disgusting person behind bars. So there it is, you guys. If you ever needed more evidence, even though I hope you didn't need more evidence, that these maps and that these pedophile advocates that come online and preach about, you know, the harmlessness of pedophilia and how society should be more accepting because it's not a choice, and, you know, these no contact ones, this is always the end result. You know, it's not just some philosophical debate that they're participating in, you know, as much as they'll say it's an orientation like any other. Okay, even if I were to grant you that it is an orientation, I believe it's a mental illness. I believe science backs up that it's a mental illness. But even if in an alternate universe it was an orientation, I don't personally believe you can even deny yourself of your orientation. I don't think that if you are bisexual or gay or straight or whatever, that you can just hide that forever. I think you eventually always are going to act upon it. And that is it for this video, you guys. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because I post on there way more than I do on here. So you gotta follow those to keep up with me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.